Hey guys, welcome to another commentary done by Diggity. Up right in corner, we've got Urk Launch starting as the green Terran. Bottom right in corner, we've got Vile starting as the purple Zerg. This is going to be on Radion, and it's the lower bracket, the lower bracket round one of Starcon 2025 out from Philly. This is best of one, so whoever loses is out. Unfortunately, I do think that, how do I put this? You got to get it all done in one day. So I do think this is a good method of running a LAN that is going to be fielded in a single day, rather than having a lot of best of threes and a lot of best of fives and everybody staying up until 2 a.m. I think it's a good way to run it. But I do have to say it's sad. It's sad to see guys get knocked out in a single match, especially at early stages of the tournament like this. I'd love to see more games out of these guys. Anyway, Launch going for a, looks like he's potentially going to seal in with supply depots towards the front. Is from this direction, I'm trying to think if you can even get a pure seal from this direction. I'm not sure that you can, because you need the supply depots above the barracks to get it nice and tight. So I think, and I think the barracks here still leaves a gap along that edge. So we'll see. Vile's going to get first scout making his way to the upper right-hand corner. That being said, with reduced surface area, it's still a benefit. It's still a benefit overall. Barracks is going to just be a little bit down here as far as coverage. Usually you want to have a little bit further back and flush and things along that. Anyway, just from, and don't even quote me on that, because Launch is probably a better player than I am, I will say. Anyway, 11 hatch in the meantime for 11 or 12. 11 hatch, it looks like it's going to be from Vile in the bottom right hand corner, going for an economic start. Launch going ahead on his scout cycle. He'll be going counterclockwise initially. And here's that gap I was talking about. You can still just cram Marines or an SCV right there to blockade, however, and I think that is still linked tight on that corner. And we'll see if Launch sticks with, is he just going to go for Medic Marine? Or is he going to go, is he just going to try to go for the one barracks and to expand? Let's see what he's up to. It looks like he is dropping another supply depot. This has actually been popular lately, is this sort of supply depot configuration thing, because the Zerglings kind of go into it and get a little bit, actually I'm not sure if they'll go into this gap, but point being, when Zerglings do go into this area, it creates a bit of confusion for them. And sometimes they'll try to like run up in that section and they'll get all crammed up and it creates problems. So a little bit, so ignoring me, I think this is the more modern supply depot structure for, I've seen it a couple times here and there. And Marines filling in the gap otherwise. And are they going to move out on the field here? SCV midfield, another SCV, 2 SCV maybe accidentally rallied? Or is this going to be a rush? Because we got this SCV just hiding midfield. I'm not sure if that's intentional or not. That could be a miscue. Overlord is taking up position over the barracks and sees it glowing. We did have a fairly rapid gas here and a quick tech to layer. Yeah, I think this is intentional. And we're going to see, yeah, the bunker off, no Zerglings. So first pair of Zerglings, second pair of Zerglings. Now are the Marines going to get there in time to provide enough defense? Drones are already pulling. Unfortunately, I'm not sure that the Marines are going to be able to get here in time to provide support, and they might get wiped out in the midst. Oh! Yeah, so SCV dies, Marines probably going to die, and bunker is now taken care of, and Vile just going to go ahead. So very minimal losses there for Vile, just mining time as far as shifting the drones, and that should be a second if he just micros his Marines a little bit forward and then goes for the attack. Or it brings up these additional Zerglings, or if Launch just micros his Marine out to the right. I do like that that Launch moved the Marines out to the corner to provide a little bit more time. He might be in trouble though, because he's only got three Marines and a good amount of SCV, or SCVs, a good amount of Zerglings heading his direction. Maybe an overbuild of Zerglings there from Vile. Continuing to fight into it, is going to catch, oh, almost caught a Marine, still going to catch that Marine on the corner, but loses a few Zerglings for his effort. So 4 Zerglings die for a single Marine. Not exactly the trade you're looking for right there. Natural expansion is up for Launch. It's got gas sailing, a really crazy location for a third base from Vile, just hiding it out here to the upper left. And is also, we also have an academy place, so I'm going to presume this is going to turn into 2 racks academy. A little bit late on that second racks, potentially because of all the shenanigans that happened early. The Spire on the way, and we don't have an engineering bay as of yet either. And with the initial Marine losses, the Spire could be pretty scary. So I believe there'll be Medic Marines. I believe Stim will be pretty close to finished, by the time the Mutalisks are out there, but we'll see how it plays. Actually, never mind, I take it back. Engineering bay being built. I just didn't see the spot. He was being built top right. Always gotta check this tab, top. Gotta check the tab, Diggity. Stay on top of it. Another SCV making its way out. That should be intercepted by these Zerglings. Launch very lacking on information right this second. As a note, Evolution Chamber dropping at the natural expansion as well. No second gas. And I'm wondering if File is going to try to play this as though he were going... I'm wondering if he's going to Crazy Zerg this. Now grabbing that second gas. So let's see if he plays this more. He did not save Larva to pump a lot of Mutalisks off the Spire completion. And the Spire a little bit late, again, potentially because of the bunker in earlier play. +1 weapons on the way. And turrets are now being constructed. This would have been late had it been a standard Spire timing. But the Spire was somewhat delayed, and it looks like Mutalisks are not on the way. In fact, so we got the Spire, absolutely no Mutalisks being built. I'm a little bit concerned actually now for Vile that he's grabbing a third gas upper left-hand corner and just leaving his front wide open right this second. The Comsat sees the Spire. First two Mutalisks now being built around the 16-minute mark, and a Queen's Nest out in front. So Vile trying to skip Mutalisks altogether and just go rapidly into late game tech and just get a jump here and catch Launch off guard. Launch has not noticed that there have been no Mutalisks right this second. 0 Mutalisks to... And this is just 3 Mutalisks out in the field. That's not enough to do a lot of damage to Marine or Medic. So maybe just gonna fake present themselves here from Vile. This is... I think this might catch Launch completely off guard. Because right now he's shelling up and playing very defensively. He sees Mutalisks, but doesn't note how large the ball is. And I'm not sure if this is genius or a mistake from Vile. I'm gonna say genius here. So he's showing the Mutalisks and just playing as though he's playing possum right here. Playing as though, oh yeah, my Mutalisk ball was scared out by your turrets and whatnot. Go ahead and stay in your defensive posture. In the meantime, he's already started up Hive. And the factory's done. Yeah, just pecking around, not getting anything. And just relying on Launch to not check how large the Mutalisk count is in the grouping. And so Launch playing defensively here when in theory he should be playing more aggressively. I'm not sure if he got the comp set up to see the Hive being built. But Launch needs, it would be better if he moves rapidly here to get across the field. I'm curious if, yeah, as soon as he's moving out, are we going to see a flurry of Sunken? So we're seeing 3. I'm wondering if 4 would be even better. The Mutalisks now taking some damage and being pulled off. I think this might need 4 Sunken colonies. Although the medics are trailing off. Ooh, gonna take some damage. And that will delay the Marines a bit. Looks like we're seeing well more than 4. The jig is up. While dropping all those Sunken colonies on the front, there's gonna be no Mutalisk support behind this, but the Hive is finished. And right now, Vile's got this very cleverly hidden base, upper left. Launch is looking for the third base, and he's got a long distance to move to find it. He's sending out a scouting SCV now. Secondary problem for Vile's, if this does get scouted, this could be scary. Because he's got 0 defenses up here top left. Nidus Canal now being built. Ultralisk Cavern, are you kidding me? Going straight to Ultra. This is straight out of, I believe this is straight out of, if you've ever seen the F to S series from, this is from Hawk. This is something along these lines. But this is nuts. Holy cow. So do we have our Ultras going to be in construction? Launch still has not been able to find the base. The SCV's just now going to scoot up top left, but is it too late? The Marines are sitting mid-map. Are they even going to bother to go top left? Ultra's Cavern's just about finished, and some Ultras could be built on site to provide the defense. So Marines and Medics, a little bit split, making the way to the upper left-hand corner. Ultralisk upgrades, we have 4 Ultralisks being built, but they're being built at the main. That being said, if this base goes down, the gas has already pumped in here for Vile. He's sitting at like 1,500 gas, which is incredible. Ultralisk being built, the Nidus Canal being focused down. The drones are not evacuating, just sitting there right this second. They get wiped out. Was it being built the opposite direction? I wonder if it was being built the opposite direction. So this is a dead hatchery. Probably 2 dead Ultralisks. But in the midst of this, I don't know what... Launch has a massive amount of supply, but this is going to be crazy Carapace pretty rapidly. And a good amount of Ultralisks pretty rapidly, and we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Double bunker dropped for Launch, recognizing he might just have to weather a storm. The Ultralisks fanning out towards the 3 o'clock location. 6 more Ultras on the way. That's going to be 10 Ultralisks very rapidly. And that will, despite the supply difference, be potentially an overwhelming amount of Ultra. In the meantime, Launch has gone drop. So he's got a drop potentially... This will be interesting, because the drop's making its way along that right-hand path. The Ultralisks might see the drop. And Overlord was picked off in the midst of this, by the way, putting Vile into the red. He's still at a very low drone count, but I mean, it's okay drone count for 3 bases, or for 2 bases. The Scourger waiting. Do they get it? Pick it off before anything's done. So now we have 8 uncontested Ultralisks. So I take that back. Now the 10 uncontested Ultralisks out on the map. And does Launch have enough cruft out here to just hold on? This is a lot of Marines and medics just piled in, and we got the double bunker, although the bunker's not yet filled. And Vile actually has the opportunity to just park those Ultralisks on the exterior, maybe grab an additional base. The factory spots the Ultras as they're making their way across. Only +1 weapons, and we got +4 armor. So these Ultras are going to be incredibly difficult to kill, but this is a lot of Medic Marine, and the Ultralisks only get so much surface area. 1 Ultra down, 2 Ultra down. Look at the concentrated fire on these guys. 3, 4 Ultras have fallen. 5 Ultras. Still many remain, and the medic, this is like a UMS right here. The Ultras now finally to the bunker line, a defense matrix on the forward Marine, a few of the Ultras having trouble microing their way in, another Ultra down, and 3 Ultras backing off. Urk holds! Way to go, Launch. Holy cow. Good focus fire, more Ultras being queued up, so he's not out of the woods yet. But thus far, and it looks like Vile now grabbing a 6 o'clock base. This would have been a fantastic maneuver, honestly, while the Ultralisk attack was being launched. No confusion to be... No confusion intended there. But holy cow. Medic Marines now moving out +2 weapons. We also have the Adrenal upgrade along the way. If we get a little bit of Zergling support, that could be particularly devastating. We have science vessels as well, in decent numbers. I actually think Defense Matrix might be the better play here, but dropping an Irradiate, that actually makes the Ultralisks do even more damage to the Medic Marine ball. But the Ultras have been melted, and wow, they glow under that attack. These 2 Ultras going to go ahead and back off back to the natural expansion. This is still quite the defense to break through. The 6 o'clock base theoretically can come online. It looks like Launch is checking the 3rd to see if anything's going on. He would be well suited to expand himself, honestly, in the midst of this. But he's got so many Medic Marines out in the field now. And I don't think, despite the excellent upgrades, I do not believe that Vile has enough to break this. Although he will if there's just continued small attack forces. One problem for Launch is this is a lot to micro. The 2 Ultra is getting absolutely swarmed now. 3rd Ultra joining the fray. Pretty good spread on the Marines, and now the science vessels making their way forward as well. 2 science vessels picked off. 1 remains. And now Launch has a near death hold near that natural expansion. Maybe wants to... Yeah, Vile actually going to GG right there, recognizing he's boxed in. That was a clever play on Vile's part, but in the end, just wasn't able to pull it out. I like it, though. I like it. If there were defilers anywhere in this stage, I am honestly thinking that could have been a complete swing. If the 6 o'clock base was taken a little bit more rapidly, that could have been a complete swing. If there were Ultras built on site immediately, or if that Nidus Canal had the troops going through a little bit earlier, could have been a different game. But well played from Launch. Able to pull it out. He will continue. Unfortunately for Vile, he has been eliminated. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for listening.